When I trained for my climbing trips, I didn't touch a gym once. I trained my grip strength entirely at home. And the crazy part? My pinch, strength and contact power shot through the roof. So today I'm going to show you the exact drills that gave me those results, step by step. And one thing became very clear through those workouts. Grip is usually the first thing that fails, not your actual strength. If your fingers can't hold on, nothing else matters. Not your core, not your pull strength, not your technique. But here's the good news. I can fix weak grip much faster at home than in a gym, because at home I control everything. The angle, the holds, the duration, the intensity. Before we jump into the drills, let me tell you exactly why I started training my grip this way in the first place. When I first arrived in Kalymnos in Greece, I thought my grip was fine. But the moment I touched those tufas, it became crystal clear. My pinch strength wasn't even close to what the routes demanded. I wasn't falling because the moves were too hard. I was falling because I simply couldn't hold on. So when I came home, I changed my approach. I reset my endless climbing wall, added a ton of pinch holds, and trained the exact type of grip Kalymnos required. And that's when my grip started improving almost instantly. So everything you'll see today comes directly from that experience. Alright, let's start with the foundation. The warm-up that wakes up the right muscles and protects your fingers. For the first drill, I keep it very simple. I set the wall to a low angle and climb continuously using only an open hand grip, no crimping. I let my fingers drape naturally over the holes. I don't limit this to a fixed time. I climb as long as it feels good and I don't feel any pump building up. Sometimes I step off the wall for a short break, or I simply move to the side and rest there for a moment before continuing. This warms up my forearms, increases blood flow, and activates the muscles I need for stronger grip without stressing the finger pulleys. That's how I prevent injuries and build a solid base for harder training later. Now that my fingers are warmed up, I move into a drill that builds contact strength, the kind of strength you need when you grab a hold and it has to work immediately. I set the wall to a slight overhang and start climbing at a controlled pace. Every few moves, I deliberately release one hand briefly and then place it back onto the hold in a calm, controlled way. Each time my hand comes back onto the hold, my fingers have to engage instantly and precisely. It helps my fingers engage immediately on different kinds of holds, without hesitation or over-gripping. It teaches my fingers to switch on without hesitation, instead of slowly squeezing harder and harder. Grip strength isn't just about one specific hold. It's about adapting instantly. So this is something I train regularly. I set a timer for 3 to 5 minutes and rotate my grip every 30 seconds. Crimp, half crimp, open hand, pinch, sloper. Then back to the start. I don't rush it. I just switch grips deliberately and keep climbing. Each grip loads the fingers slightly differently. That spreads the work across more muscles, delays fatigue, and builds real adaptability. This is exactly what I need on real rock, where every few moves feel different. Next, I add a drill that quietly makes every grip type stronger. I climb with one foot completely off the wall. That instantly shifts more load into my fingers and forces my core to stay engaged. The movement becomes more controlled, and every hold suddenly matters more. It's simple, but extremely effective, and it transfers directly to real climbing. It's amazing how quickly this builds isometric grip strength and precision. And if you've ever had a foot slip unexpectedly on a route, this drill prepares you to stay on anyway. And finally, let me show you the exact thing I did to prepare specifically for my second trip to Kalymnos. Before my second trip, I reset my wall and added a ton of pinch holes. Big, small, wide, narrow. I built entire sections that forced me to squeeze, twist, and hang from pinches non-stop. This is targeted training. If your project has slopers, train slopers. If it has micro crimps, add micro crimps. If it has tufas, load your wall with pinches. This is how you prepare your grip for any real-world route, by simulating it at home. And this is the moment most people ask me the same question. Okay, but where would I even put something like this? Because grip training is great, but only if the setup actually fits your life and your home. In the next video, I'll show you real practical ideas for building climbing setups in small spaces, garages, spare rooms, and tight corners, without turning your house into a gym. You might be surprised how little space you actually need.